What's up, guys? Hope you've been having a fantastic week so far. Once again, another Warhammer video for you guys. We're doing that 5-ish minute lore because they're quite funny and I enjoyed them. We're doing episode 2 right now. From the last episode, if you haven't watched yet, totally check that out. I don't know what to expect. I know it's gonna be like a lot of like weird, funny jokes, which I'm totally down for, but kind of curious how he's gonna like do those jokes and skewer like lore and whatnot, and kind of how to put them together. So I'm kind of curious, a little excited. The original video will be in the description, along with my Twitch and Discord. Check those all out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It's free and it makes me happy. So please, I beg you. Let's get to it.
Medicaid warning. The views expressed in 5-ish minute lore, the lore delivered in rants, are sanctioned by their scholar Perginium as excess rageous. Prolonged exposure can result in loss of IQ, high blood pressure, random outbursts, and blunt force harm to the skull, resulting in unconsciousness. Please consult your local physician for more information.
Local physician for more information. That's great.
Lucius the Eternal.
He's badass.
Oh, you thought you were going to leave this battlefield without being molested?
We're like 10 seconds into the video. Oh no.
Well, I've got news for you, pal.
Yeah, the man's tongue though.
Lucius the Eternal story is 40k's idea of a sweeping tale of romance because there isn't a single character that adores themselves as much as he does.
Oh boy.
Every character has a backstory, usually with a singular defining moment that set them down the path that they would be. Lucius has a backstory too, and it's long as shit. Here we go. One day, Lucius was born an asshole. The end. No beatings as a kid, no mean words, no nothing. Lucius was born with a silver spoon stuck up his ass and was told from the first time he took a piss that he was better than everyone around him and needed to spend the rest of his life in a never-ending dick-measuring contest with the universe.
Who would have thought that someone like this would pop up in the 40k verse? Yes, that is complete utter sarcasm. There are so many people in this verse that are just spoiled and the silver spoon up their bum, like basically what he said. There's a lot of them, and everyone else suffers. So, guess you could put him up in that kind of, ballpark as well. So, fantastic.
Joffrey Baratheon will be downright likable next to this little prick, who spent his days training with a sword and intentionally scarring his sparring partners, and then he spent his nights sneaking out to murder hobos after claiming they attacked him. Lucius's mom and dad were downright Erdits here, because when your kid goes out 50 nights in a row and gets attacked 50 times in a row, and you can't do the math that your son is a sociopath, not even Dr. Phil is gonna do shit to him.
Not even Dr. Phil.
Sure enough, he pissed off enough people in his hometown that a full-blown riot happened when he was in a tournament, and the only thing that saved him was some unnamed dumbass sergeant in the Emperor's Children. At that point, Lucius became a space marine and started a career of shoving his perfect nose right up the ass crack of anybody who outranked him while demanding the praise and adulation of everyone his rank or below. The sheer unrelenting amount of ego that came from him as a space marine could have been used to power a forge.
I'm kind of curious though, because I know this guy's all up in his own ass. I mean, that's clearly been covered already. And he stated that anyone at his rank or below him, he kind of, flutters himself around. How does he react to people above his rank is what I'm like kind of curious, because people that are like this are the ones that would be around someone that's superior to them, like in rank or whatnot, and they're super on their side, they like them, blah blah blah, and then once they turn their back, then they'll stab their back, basically. It's happened in history before. I'm curious about like what goes through his brain, when he sees someone who's superior and a higher rank than him, because I know that shit bothers him, because he wants to be the best. He's perfect and shit. That's his entire mentality, his entire existence, from what I've gathered so far. So I'm curious as to what goes through his brain when he can't flutter himself above someone that ranks higher than him, because they really just don't give a shit about him in the end scheme of things, because he's a lower rank. It's 40k, so he might cover in this video. If not, if you guys can clear it up in the comments, I would totally appreciate it. Let's go.
With all the revisionist history that came with it. If he had been in any other legion, this pissant attitude would have been slapped out of him. But considering the Emperor's children jerked off perfection like the ironworkers did to a body count, he was only elevated. He was eventually promoted to captain, mainly because his previous captain died and the 3rd Legion preferred looking pretty and being really good at something over literally anything else. Note that he would probably have been given the rank of captain if he was a good sculptor or some other nonsense. That's how deep it went with the Emperor's children. Once he was given command of the 13th Company, his ego went from mind-numbing to all-encompassing, but that same ego was so fragile, all it took was somebody literally not sucking him off to make him sulk. Unlike most of the Emperor's children that wound up thinking that copious amounts of drugs, Wincest, and literally being Dr. Frankfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show was the best thing ever,
Dr. Scott! Janet! Rook! Janet! Dr. Scott! Janet! Rooker! Spank me!
Lucius
What just happened? What the what? I'm so lost. What do you say right here?
did not.
Rooker! Spank me!
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Ugh. I should know this is gonna happen. I should have known. I should have. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Lucius did not go into the Lair Temple where Fulcrum started on the rather short path to becoming a complete deviant. Instead, his path to pure what-the-fucksville started when he dueled Garviel Loken of the Lunar Wolves. Lucius had been gently mocked for being a real pretty boy, and when Garviel won the duel by...
Who in their absolute mind would challenge one of these guys? You know, the Wolves. I call them the Wolf Packs. It sounds really cool. Who would challenge these guys? The guy that's the Space Marines, basically, that are like hand-to-hand combat experts. That's their thing, you know? Gun? No. Knife? Yes. He challenged them to fight, and he's expecting to win after he's a pretty boy? Bro, that's like trying to take like a preschooler against like an NBA player. It's just not gonna work out for you. That's some ego, bro.
punching him in the face and breaking his nose, Lucius didn't know how to feel. It was then he met a woman who spent her time fucking people, killing them, cutting herself, and making pretty paintings with all the colors. In all honesty, her paintings generally made Space Marines who were actually sane almost vomit, but apparently they just don't like art or some shit. She taught him the time-honored tradition and magical art of making his face look like a tic-tac-toe board, which he thought was just frickin' dandy. In all reality, he started cutting himself so he could remember worthy opponents that he had fought, but that's bullshit because he was a Space Marine and they just don't forget shit. In truth, Lucius was just like any other rich, spoiled, egotistical brat that gets hurt for the first time, likes it, and then starts dropping 10 grand a week for a woman named Bunny to kick him in the jewels and call him a bitch. He was a closeted masochist who didn't have anybody that could hurt him, so he just started doing it himself. After the initial stages of the Horus Heresy, he finally found somebody who could challenge him in the form of Nian Shadow Qian, a Raven Guard legionary. Lucius was all excited, getting hot and bothered until he got stabbed about 20 times. The arrogant bastard even tried to give some grand speech with his death, but he got cut off by the blades in his lungs. The biggest insult was that Nian Qian told Lucius he got no pleasure out of killing him, which basically for Lucius equated to getting pity-fucked and kicked out of a car next to a lamppost. Somehow, Fabius Baal, another fuck-witted shit-gibbon in the third, revived him. We don't know, we don't want to know, just don't ask. He kept fighting and getting off to cutting himself so much that Slash took about 3 seconds.
There's always Slanesh. In every video, there's always Slanesh. I hate Slanesh. Papa Nurgle. Any day of the week, man. But Slanesh. And of course, Slanesh goes towards this guy because he's a lunatic. So, awesome. Get to hear more about Slanesh, guys. This is great. Love it.
Seconds from the ongoing orgy to look at him with pride. Lord Commander Sirius of the Emperor's Children decided to put Lucius down, and in fact did, but by this time Lucius was fully out of the closet as a masochist and giggled every time he got cut by Sirius until Sirius finally Hulkamania leg dropped him into the dirt until there was only a red paste. Then Slanesh gave this weird bastard the most OP please nerf ability he could think of. Anyone who takes the slightest bit of satisfaction in an action that kills Lucius becomes Lucius, and their soul is trapped in Lucius's armor, becoming faces that scream eternally. That power is so incredibly over-the-top bullshit it beggars belief. So the silly bastard can't die, and he knows it, and now Lucius has been going around for 10 millennia cutting himself to get his jollies off while trying to fight people with a sword. On a scale of 0 to 10 in the fucked up department, Lucius is a 15. And if you've got a guy in front of you that can't die and get stabbed for a pleasant tingle in his leg, just imagine what this asshole does when he's bored.
Wow, that was a roller coaster. So we went from a pretty boy that had everything given to him, the silver spoon, and then he became someone who was even more full of himself, became a division commander, and etc. Then he started to like cutting himself and got pleasure out of that after he got his ass kicked from someone he should never have challenged because they like hand-to-hand combat. Probably not the best idea. And of course, the Nash comes in because why the hell not? And now he's been alive for who knows how long. He said in the video, a shit ton, like a long period of time. And if you basically get pleasure of killing him, you basically become him. So you go crazy, but then he enjoys it when you cut him. So then it makes him happy and more crazy. And he just keeps it just rinses, repeats. And this is what the hell? Like when I started 40K, I was like here. Like I knew it was messed up. Okay? First video, second video, third video, fourth video. Okay? This is where I'm at right now. This video, I bumped that shit up like 5 tiers. Like holy shit. This shit's crazy. I mean, like I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even know. I don't even know anymore, dude. Oh, stuff's killing me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I did. I always get a good kick out of these. I don't know what to put to that. But the original video will be in the description, again, along with my Twitch and Discord. Make sure you guys also like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope it's not as bad. Take it easy, guys.